Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sutra-65. There is no path to happiness. Sarvam jagat swadeham va swananda bharitam smaret yugapat swamrutenaiva paramanandamayo bhavet. Know the universe as Ananda. Let the mind contemplate on the Ananda. Ananda is the nature of one's own self. I remember reading this quote somewhere. Happiness is like a butterfly. When pursued, it is always beyond your grasp. But if you will sit down quietly, it may descend upon you. This is a beautiful quote. There is only one way to happiness. It is to stop searching for it. The sutra says, let the mind contemplate simultaneously on the universe and the body filled with Ananda. This Ananda is one's own nature. This is the realization. In the previous sutra, we discussed about discovering Ananda in ourselves. It is already there. There is no necessity to go out in search for it. I and Ananda cannot be separated, like how heat and fire cannot be separated. This Ananda is Brahma Swarupam. This is the nature of Bhairava. A mirror reflects the face. The universe reflects Ananda. The body and mind reflect Ananda. It is for us to recognize this Ananda. The fire heats up a vessel filled with water. The water becomes hot because it borrows the heat from the fire. In the process, it only reflects the heat of the fire. The heat in the water comes and goes, but the heat in the fire does not come and go. The fire always remains hot. Heat is the swarupam of the fire. The water in the vessel is bubbling and alive because of the fire. The universe too is alive because of Ananda. It reflects the Ananda. The Ananda is always present. This Ananda is without a cause. The universe will come and go, but the Ananda always remains. We must only discover it. We all want to be happy in life. As humans, we pursue happiness through every means. For example, many are interested in accumulating wealth and becoming rich. Becoming rich cannot be the end goal. The happiness that the wealth will provide in the end is obviously the goal. If the wealth does not provide happiness, it is of no use. By pursuing the means, the result alone is being pursued. By pursuing wealth, happiness alone is being pursued. This is true for everything that we pursue in life, isn't it? Whatever we pursue, we want to be happy in the end. Hence, happiness becomes the end goal. Do we understand the nature of happiness? The happiness that we understand is the state where there is no misery. When there is no misery, there is happiness. This happiness, as we understand, is a pair of the opposite called misery. We pursue happiness through artha and kama. Artha is about material and security benefits that we seek to live a happy life. Once artha is satisfied, we pursue kama. Kama is about pleasure, enjoyment, etc. Through artha and kama, we seek happiness alone. Hence, artha and kama become the goal of human life, which are the purushartha. Through the purushartha, we seek happiness alone. But do we really understand what happiness is? the happiness that we pursue through Artha and Kama comes and goes. It does not stay with us forever. We know this by experience. The Shastram says that such a happiness is not a true happiness. The real happiness is that which does not come and go. It is always there. It is eternal. It is your own Swarupam. It is inseparable from you like the heat and the fire. This eternal happiness is Ananda. Realizing this as your Swarupam is liberation or moksha. Hence, moksha becomes the aim of human life. Moksha becomes the Parama Purushartha. This sutra says, know this Ananda as your own Swarupam. This Ananda is not about something that should be attained. It is already there. It is the very content of the I, the Atman. Yugapat Swadeham Sarvam Jagat Smaret. Contemplate on the body and the universe together as Ananda. Swananda Bharitam Smaret. The body and the universe are filled and nourished with Ananda. Swa Amrtena Iva. Recognize this Ananda in yourself as your own nature, the content of I, the Atman. Paramanandamayo Bhavet. This is Paramananda, the supreme realization. How do we understand the nature of Ananda? Ananda is not the result based on an action that you engaged or the object that you obtained. For example, you obtain an object. You have bought a car. You are happy for some time with your new car. This car happiness comes to an end at some point in time. After few years, you want to dispose the car. Why did the car happiness disappear from you? This is true with every object and every experience in life. They give us momentary happiness. Then occurs a point in time when the happiness ends. You are not interested in the object or experience anymore. Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. We desire everything in life for the sake of our own happiness. A father loves his son only because the son keeps him happy. A wife loves her husband only because her husband keeps her happy. Whatever we desire in life, it is for the sake of our own happiness alone. In life, we pursue happiness alone. We do this unconsciously through every activity, every object, and every experience. We must understand the nature of happiness or Ananda that we pursue. Can there be any happiness without objects or experience? In deep sleep, the Sushupti Avastha, there is no object or experience. We are very happy in this state. When there is presence of objects and experiences, there may be happiness or there may not be happiness. But in deep sleep, where there are no objects and experiences, happiness is guaranteed. We can conclude just by this that there is no connection between happiness and objects. There is no connection between happiness and experiences. This requires deep inquiry. There are objects and experiences in the world that give us happiness. But are they the source of happiness? No, they cannot be. Then why are we happy? While pursuing objects and experiences, the mind is not in a state of rest. It is in a state of agitation. It is a wandering mind. When a pleasing object is contacted, the mind for a moment stops wandering. It is in a state of rest. A restful and calm mind alone can reflect the inner happiness. We mistake this happiness for the object happiness. how can the happiness come from an object? For example, a particular object may give me happiness, but you may not like it, and it will give you misery. Hence, the happiness cannot come from the object. It must come from somewhere else. It is one's own reflection. A calm and restful mind alone can reflect the inner happiness. This is Ananda. When you are full, you are happy. When you are hungry, your mind is restless and craving for a meal. You go and have a very good meal and you are happy. From where did the happiness come? Not from the food. The stomach is full and the mind is not craving for food anymore. The mind is in a state of rest. The restful and calm mind reflects the inner happiness. This is how you recognize Ananda. Ananda is Anantam. Anantam is fullness. When you are full, you are happy. When you are happy, the world around you also reflects this happiness. A person experiences Ananda in deep sleep. This is because there is no upadhi in deep sleep. The body and mind are the upadhi. The body and the mind are resolved in deep sleep. The deep sleep Ananda can also be experienced during the waking state. This is possible only by realizing that one's own Swarupam is Ananda. This is the message of this sutra. Without this understanding, the happiness that we experience in objects is that of a mistaken identity. Take an example of waking state. Normally in waking state, we experience happiness as 3 levels or 3 grades of happiness. When we see an object and just by seeing it, we are happy. This is Priyam. Now, we want to possess the object. When we possess the object, the grade of happiness increases. This is Modam. Now we start enjoying the object. The grade of happiness further increases when the object is enjoyed. This is Pramodam. These are the 3 grades of object happiness: Priyam, Modam and Pramodam. However, a point occurs when the object happiness ends. You are not interested in the object anymore. The graded happiness ultimately comes to an end. This happiness is not Ananda. Ananda is that which does not have levels or grades. It is that which is present everywhere. It is Anantam. All through our life, we struggle and work hard for various grades of happiness: Priyam, Modam and Pramodam. The real Ananda is not obtained through struggle or hard work. The purpose of every sadhana is for this real Ananda alone. It does not mean that the more sadhana we do, the more Ananda we will get. It is about realizing and asking ourselves, how did I miss the Ananda all along? In so many lifetimes, it has always been there. Let the mind be soaked in this Ananda. This is the purpose of this dharana. Know that the universe is Ananda. Let the mind contemplate on the Ananda. Ananda is the nature of one's own self. Close your eyes, sit quietly and dwell on this Ananda. Surrender to this Ananda. This is Bhairava's Swarupam. Let the mind be filled with Ananda. Ananda is closest to the Atman. This is Atma Samipam. There is this Arundhati Darshana Nyayam. Arundhati is the wife of sage Vasishta. Arundhati and Vasishta are said to be the ideal couple. A wife and husband should be like Arundhati and Vasishta. They are recognized as stars in the distant sky. The Arundhati Nakshatram is faintly visible in the sky. It is not easy to spot. The location of Arundhati must be shown in steps. First, a bright star is shown in the sky. Later, Arundhati is traced in steps from the bright star. In the Hindu wedding, the bridegroom shows the bride the Arundhati Nakshatram representing Vasishtha and Arundhati. Both Vasishtha and Arundhati are ideal couple. The bride and bridegroom wish that they live their life like that of Vasishtha and Arundhati. This is known as Arundhati Darshana Nyayam. The Ananda that we experience is the closest to the Atman, Atma Samipam. First, the nature of the real Ananda must be understood. Then the Atma must be understood from the Ananda, just like Arundhati Darshana Nyayam. The Atma is Param, Sukham, Sukshmam and Sarvavyapi. The mind cannot reach it. The Atma Ananda cannot be experienced. The Atma must be realized as Ananda Swarupam. It is one's own Swarupam. Sarvam Jagat Swadeham Va Swananda Bharitam Smaret Yugapat Swamrutenaiva Paramanandamayo Bhavet. Know the universe as Ananda. Let the mind contemplate on the Ananda. Ananda is the nature of one's own self.
Shiva